What's up, everyone? It's Willette with Urbex and Coasters, and I am here at Gilroy Gardens. So, you've probably seen some videos of my thoughts on this place so far, where I'm basically saying, hey, I was either going to be this place's biggest superfan or this place's biggest critic, and I very much fell on the biggest critic side of that. But I'm going to show you around the park still, and with recent stuff, it's not all criticisms, because I'm going to start with a praise once I transition into the footage of the park. So here is my one saving grace for this park. Quicksilver Express. So the thing that was frustrating was that this thing was closed for a while, and I get that maintenance needs to happen. So, but like, it was just, among other things, it was frustrating that it was happening, among other things. But this ride, it uses the terrain to its advantage pretty well. The lift hills are surrounded by redwood trees. You know, it's honestly one of the better mine trains out there, and I would say that this ride does make it worth coming here at least once on a California's Great America Gold Pass. I would say just once, though, but it does make coming here once with a California's Great America Gold Pass worth it. And now we've got to talk about everything else. So I'm going to start off by saying that we've got our monarch garden here. So this was something that, like, look, I get that it's not monarch season necessarily. I get that that's a thing. I'm an environmental educator, so I get that there are certain things that need to happen. But where do you see the butterflies in here? There are butterflies that are not monarchs that you could have flying around in here. I don't see any butterflies, so that's just something that I thought I would bring up as an issue that I have with this park, because it's just one thing among others. We've got the green barn. I was hoping that this barn would have a lot of cool activities to do, but it's all kids stuff. I was hoping it would have like plants in it and stuff, but no, it's just like coloring sheets for kids. And then over here, because I can't deny that there are some nice naturey things about this park. We've got a redwood grove here. This is like the redwood groves that you'll see going up the lift hills on Quicksilver Express, which, like, I mean, there aren't too many mine trains that have that. So, like, I mean, it's cool to see a legitimate redwood grove here. And then you've got your gardens here. You've got several gardens like this around the park. But a problem with a lot of this nature stuff, it feels fake. I'm just gonna put it bluntly. I mean, look at the borders here. Like, as an environmental educator, my thing is this kind of feels fake, seeing that concrete boundary of this. You may find similar references to that if you're a Pennsylvania enthusiast. And then here in the Claudia's Garden, I did see a carousel which was closed off, but they had the music going, so I thought that was a little creepy. I titled it as a tongue twister, so try saying creepily closed Claudia's Carousel 5 times fast. Creepily closed Claudia's carousel. Creepily closed Claudia's carousel. Creepily closed Claudia's carousel. See? And then over here we've got some play structures. Trying not to get people into the shots. Yeah. Trying to not get people in the shots here. Got the train track here. I will say a lot of the transportation rides here they have are pretty cool, as one saving grace to this park. I mean, a lot of them cut through like redwood groves and stuff like that. So, of course, that's pretty cool. I'll also comment that through the magic of editing, I'm shooting this a lot later. It was really cool to talk to some acers today who were here as the day before CoasterCon. And, like, I mean, I've done CoasterCon in the past. It's a fun event, but, like, I mean, these are my home parks. So, these are my home parks for the summer. So, I mean, I'm going to these parks constantly. I don't see a reason to spend that kind of money to go to my home parks while taking a week off of work at a seasonal gig. So, like, I mean, that's just something that I've thought about, but, like, I mean, yeah, it's always cool to get to talk to other enthusiasts like that, that are here for ACE, so that was something cool. And this over here is a disappointment. So we've got their carousel, which it's clearly historic. It was not originally built for this park. You'll notice they do have a band organ present with it, but they are not using it. And they do probably the worst job of hiding that versus any of the parks that I've seen that just use a recording of a band organ, because, like, it's not even sounding like it's coming from the same spot. And, like, I mean, I can tell as someone who puts a lot of thought into something like that, but say if you're going to, like, Lake Compounce or Idlewild, parks that I often dunk on for not using a real band organ with their carousels. If you go to parks like that, generally the average guest is not gonna notice that that's a thing. Here, it's undeniable that that's what's going on. Like, no guest is even gonna try to deny it, and, like, I mean, I can see some justification for it, in all honesty, because this is sort of a nature park too, so that noise might disturb some of the nature that's around here. So, you know, I get it with the not using the band organ, but it is disappointing to see that it's there. And it almost definitely was restored in 2001 or later, and it's not working. Like, I mean, it makes me feel old to realize that that band organ was probably restored the year I was born, and it's not working. Like, that makes me feel kind of old. But anyway, yeah, so I guess I could say mediocre day here at Gilroy Gardens. Quicksilver was a cool mine train, and like, yeah, like, I mean, it's not worth $90 to come here. If you have a Great America pass, it's worth coming here to pick up the credits. So I'd say get the gold pass at Great America. It's worth it for that, but I would not say it's worth paying $90 for this place. And I would say, knowing what the situation with Great America is, come here while you can, because those prices are not getting any lower. So I would say after, like, this place is no longer even managed by Cedar Fair. So once Great America no longer has that deal that has that on there, and which, like, that's probably going to be within maybe a year or two that Great America stops offering that on their season passes. I would estimate, like, I was surprised that I was able to get in here. Like, I mean, $25, that's pushing it, and I still am going to go to guest services about that with parking, and I'm still pretty upset about that, because, like, I mean, I could say this park died the death of 1,000 cuts, but I would be saying this is a pretty good park if it weren't for this. So it's really one gaping wound, and then 1,000 very small cuts that I would not care about if it were not for that big gaping wound of having to pay for parking when I didn't expect to.